I want some brownie, yes sir. Morena. Morena is the best, sir. Because Filipina's gonna look after you. White woman's not gonna look after you. She's gonna look after your wallet.
Yeah.
That's why so many foreigners coming here to the Philippines to find a wife.
Dating is way too difficult. Why can't I just find a wife to love me? Even if a wife loves me, she's not gonna do what women used to do: cook, clean, pick up after me, really set up for her husband. But actually there's an easy fix for that. I can just go to a third world country and find a woman there and bring her back to my own country, because those women are way more grateful than the women over here. The women here are so entitled and they don't want to submit, they don't want to be submissive, they don't want to pick up after me. Oh, turns out there's a community of other bros that do this thing.
And we're passport bros. Okay. Hello and welcome. This video is about passport bros because honestly, I have a lot to say about this topic. This is a disclaimer. I'm not saying everyone who is in a relationship with someone from another country, with someone from a third world country, is a passport bro. I'm just saying like these type of specific people who purposely go for a submissive woman. The woman doesn't exist in their country, like the modern woman, and they basically want to use the fact that their country's currency is above the other countries as a reason to be in a relationship with that person. They want a traditional marriage where the woman cooks, cleans, picks up after herself, and then sometimes they even want the woman to work as well, which is not that traditional. It's just one-sided. But okay, I understand feeling like you can't find anyone in your country because you want these specifics. Yeah, fair enough, because it's honestly a gender war constantly on social media. I don't even know if it reflects into real life. Men are like, oh, we hate this about women. Women are like, oh, we hate this about men, and it just goes back and forth, continues on. So I could understand that point of view of being like, okay, I'm done, I'm going somewhere else. And also, if you want like traditional stuff, I mean, too fair, you can find it in your own country, but I guess because in those countries a lot of them have strong like traditions and culture, so it's like that. Let's be real, there's also passport bro women or passport cis. I don't know if you've seen that couple on 90 Day Fiancé, Lisa and Daniel. She's a passport cis. She's doing the exact same thing as these passport bros because they know this person is from a country that has less opportunities than their one. That's the only reason you're in a relationship with them. Well, they say they're in love, but I'm like, to be fair, in that couple in 90 Day, Daniel is also scamming. Okay, he's literally making up rules. I don't know if you guys saw when he literally said that's what the ancestors wanted for the yam, I forgot what it's called. I'll put a clip in.
The uncle has said in the olden days they slaughtered the goat. Now they don't do that anymore. So now what it's done, it must be a female goat because I'm female, but the goat gives milk. So he will feed the tribe with the goat milk. But what are the yams for?
The two yams is what the ancestors demanded.
We don't know why.
A lot of the times, these men, they pick specific regions of the world where the women are poorer, have less opportunities, so that they know they can, use their currency to lure these women in. And they also fetishize some of the women from these places to just say they're like, oh, seeing the stereotypes. A lot of men have a stereotype of Asian women being submissive, so they're like, okay, I'm gonna get an Asian woman so that she can submit to me.
Oh, you go to Japan, you're gonna meet all these ladies. Not true. I don't meet one. Not meet one lady.
Why did you come to Japan?
I'm looking for a wife.
Oh, that's cool. What's your type?
I like Asian and pale, tall lady. I asked many tens of thousands of ladies, and they all not dating me. I hearing like, oh, Japan lady, they love white men. I hear this online for a long time, and the truth is they don't care about nobody. You can't get a wife anymore.
Please stop romanticizing nationalities or ethnicities. So yesterday I received this email to my business address. It's an international dating app connecting men from Western countries with women from Asia. Ew. There are so many problems in this email. Like, y'all be making apps for everything. Now there's one for yellow fever. But also, women who sign up for this app, like, what the hell are you thinking? Do you really want a man to want you just because you're Asian? Isn't that gross? Also, do you actually mean women from all Asian countries, like East, Southeast, South Central, Middle East? How about Russia? How do you define Western countries? Isn't that like a colonial concept from the past century? It's 2026, y'all. I get that if you've already moved to another country for your dream or political situation, etc. visa, you might want to get a residency permit or a passport. But other than that, yes, you can have a preference, but if you look for a certain nationality or ethnicity, that's fantasizing and low-key kind of gross. If I want to live in a different environment, I would build that for myself, not date or marry into it. Because what are you gonna do if that person doesn't want you anymore? Go back to your country with nothing left in your hands? I would only date someone based on how they treat me and whether we find each other mutually attractive, like for love, not their skin or passport colors. Also, mine is one of the strongest, so like, your audience is exactly the kind of people we're looking to connect with. What do you think my audience is watching?
Gringos will go to Rio de Janeiro to try to date or marry a Brasileira, which is like looking for a future wife in Las Vegas. Instead, go to Guyana. It's very religious, conservative, has strong family values with one of the highest marriage rates in all of Brazil. It's also known by Brazilians as one of the cities with the hottest women, primarily white or mixed. And now it has similar values but with an indigenous look. Belém for a mixed Brasileira, a Pardo. Porto Alegre if you want a white Brasileira from these areas in Europe. And Curitiba if you want a conservative white Brasileira from this area in Europe. Outside of Brazil, in Argentina, I'll go to San Miguel de Tucumán for a mixed Argentina. And Mendoza for a conservative white.
Hold on! Why do you know all of this? How do you know all of this? Do you have a master's degree in passport, bros?
I'm not even gonna actually say the stereotypes because I just don't like stereotypes in the first place. Yeah, so half of the time they don't even really care about the actual woman. They just assume this woman is gonna be like this because I got her from this country and she's this race or this ethnicity, so she's obviously gonna fulfill all the stuff that I think. So there is another side to this. There's the side of women from these countries with less opportunities searching for these men. So I know I'm saying stuff about the men only, but there's literally women that search for these men. There's accounts, pages dedicated for women to find their right man that's not from their country, that's from a country that has more opportunities. So like, not even country, continent. So like Europe, Australia, America, New Zealand, you know, Canada. I actually have been watching a lot of these in my spare time just so I could know more about, you know, the whole thing because I was shocked. I literally was thinking, oh, it's the passport bros, it's one-sided. No, there's women, there's pages, women follow these pages. People actually are paid to give advice to guide these women so they can find their husband that is basically a passport bro. So they say rules like, okay, he needs to marry you and take you out of your country, okay? When it's like, okay, if it was really about love, it wouldn't be about one of you guys had to go to that country. It'd be like, okay, either country we could live in, and then if one makes sense, obviously they would just move there, but it shouldn't be like he has to take me out. But I understand because that country has less opportunities and then the other one has more, like you guys are gonna pick that one. But I feel like that being the main focus, to get out of your country, find a guy, he's gonna take you out of your country and you're gonna live the best soft life ever. I don't think that's good to rely on someone to give you your life. If it's so, what happened? But that's why these passport bros use this to their advantage. They also say, some of them, I'm not saying, okay, when I say this, I'm just saying a generalization because I've seen a lot. They say age is just a number. So as long as you guys are both legal, it's fine. Doesn't matter his age. As long as he's going to help you, he's going to support you, take care of you, then doesn't matter. Which some people might say, oh, that's fine. I personally think some age gaps are problematic. If someone is freshly 18 and someone is 50 years old, that is problematic. So I don't think that should be promoted. Especially, I feel like there's going to be maturity difference for sure and also interest difference. I'm not saying you can't make it work because people make it work, but I'm just saying my opinion. Also, a lot of these women think that these men are just good because they're like, okay, I see a lot of movies, shows, so these men I see in the shows, these are good men, these are caring men, so they assume all men from like Western countries and stuff are automatically a good man. He's a good man because that's what I saw on TV, and it's so sad. It's so sad that these women are getting taken advantage of a lot of the time as well, because basically a lot of them have like these international dating apps where they will scout out, and before they even meet, these men will sometimes be like asking for, you know, private photos and then go on to sell those photos on Telegram and make money off these women. But these women think they're in a relationship with this guy, and it's just sad because honestly they're being exploited. I'm not saying this happens to all, I'm just saying it happens because of this mindset of thinking that they're a good person and they can't do wrong. A lot of them also decide to do this is because they're tired of men in their own country. And so it kind of links back to the last point. They think men in my country are bad. These men in these countries are good.
As a Filipina, dating in a farm is not a walk in the park, okay? So if you see a Filipina date outside the culture, It's because she's either been physically, emotionally, mentally, or financially been abused by her Filipino bum exes. So if you see a Filipina with an AFAM, don't be so quick to judge because that diva has been through some traumatic shit with her Filipino exes. You can change my mind.
Some of them literally want their baby to be mixed, so like mixed ethnicity. So that's why they're like, I don't want a baby that looks like me. They're purposely targeting because they want their babies to have fair skin, light eyes, because they think that's cuter. That's self-hatred and problematic. So that is why they also go for these men, because they're like, okay, I can get my mixed baby. Babies are not for you to customize. They are literally another human being. You shouldn't be having a baby because you want it to look a specific way. If you're having a baby with your partner because you are in love with that partner and you guys want a baby, not because you're like, okay, I'm gonna pick what person I have a baby with. That is kind of sad, honestly, because it's not your life to live. So you customizing it is just... Also, a lot of the time these men are players. They will be talking to many women, and because they know these women have this dream of them moving to this guy's country or having a better life, they use this to their advantage. They go visit these women, just, you know, get what they want, and then go back to their countries and block them. I'm not saying all do this. There are success stories, because there's actually a lot of success stories, but you got to wonder, all the success stories, how many stories went bad? Because at the end of the day, you don't really know this person. Especially a lot of the times there's a huge time difference. How much time are you guys getting to talk? I've heard a lot of stories where the guy literally becomes an abusive man, starts abusing the woman, and then because she feels like he brought her here, there's nowhere she can go. Some of them lying about their life, because a lot of the time they can't get a visa to go to the man's country because they're from a third world country, so the visa office just like denies it, so they never get to see his life before they, you know, get married and go over to his country. So he could just lie about so much stuff, and when you get there you're gonna just see all this stuff he's been lying about. Evil men as well, if like in their area they're known as evil, they'll just use it to their advantage, you know, lure people in and continue their cycles of abuse. That's not always the case, of course. There's good people, but I'm just saying a lot of passport bros know they can leverage the fact that no one knows them. People might feel pressure from their family. Oh, just be with him, even if you don't really like him. Like, he will help you and he will help us. Because if their family obviously is in a bad position, if someone marries someone else that has more money from a country that has more opportunities, that will benefit the whole family. So someone might feel like, okay, I just have to do it. All in all, I just think passport bros and the people who want to be in these types of relationships are just looking for a business transaction and not something genuine. To be fair, people might be happy because like both sides benefit. You get a better life, and I just get a woman from a country that is better, that I like more, is more attractive. If people want to be in this type of relationship, I don't care. I'm not going to bat an eye. I'm just saying my opinion. I do think that it's sad that this even exists, that there's this much inequality in the world, that stuff like this even happens. It's kind of like sugar dad and sugar baby relationship without that name. I can't really blame the people who participate in this because it's just something that the world has created. That's all. Comment down below if you're a passport bro. No, I'm kidding. Comment your opinions on this. Do you think it's valid? Anyways, thanks for watching.